welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, we have already started doing our eyeshadows, but this is the reason. Okay, we started filming it.
We were uncomfortable. It was just not it.
I feel like sometimes it's hard to be yourself in front of the camera, and I feel like we started filming and it was a little bit just too
forced.
fake. So we're starting over. Actually, like I may do this. Maybe.
Oh, way better. Yeah.
So now we're more comfortable. We're better. We're farther into our wine. So obviously you guys know that this is about first loves. But what you don't know is that Andrea just got out. Well, just is a big
Just no.
It's been a year. She got out of a 4-year relationship. I know a lot of you guys are like, dang, long relationship.
Long answer.
Me, I like to believe, well, no, I believe that my first actual love, when I really experienced love, was with my now fiance. But before there was the magnific Alejandro, there was a boy from when I was 15 till I was 17 that I met Alejandro. So how old were you when you met them?
I was 16 years old.
And I was, like I said, 15. What made you think you were in love?
I actually have to think about this. A little backstory about our friendship is that we talk a lot. Something happens to us and we are the type of friends that we sit down with a glass of wine and we try to psychoanalyze ourselves. Like,
drink, it's bad luck. Yeah, we try to psychoanalyze each other, ourselves and each other.
I personally think that in my situation, it has helped a lot.
Me too, 100%. Because, oh my god, we're getting so off track. Like, we're not talking about us. We're talking about...
But this is relevant though. I feel like it's the fact that we come from a different country and where we come from.
Tell them where you're from. Tell them where you're
I'm from Ecuador, and of course you already know, she's from Italy.
We have been best friends since I was 13 and you were 14.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we're 21, almost 22. So it's definitely
21, almost 22. She literally just turned 21. What we have gone through...
Man.
Girl.
What was the question? What made you think it was love?
If I have to be completely honest, what happened? Oh. Can we pause this real quick? 'Cause I really don't know. What made me think I was in love? I mean,
that's how you know.
no, I mean,
so what made me think it was love, maybe some of you guys can relate with this that I'm gonna say. The idea that I had of love was kind of like what I saw in the movies. Basically, this was the first time that, quote unquote, I suffered for someone.
Yeah.
I felt like love was just supposed to be torturous and painful, and that's like exactly what I felt. No, and also like this person that I was in love with was just super judgmental. He criticized everything about me. Mind you, this was a 15, 16, 17-year-old me, full of insecurities, super bad insecurities, as most young teenagers can relate to, especially women. Insecure with my body, insecure with just literally everything. I just wanted to be cool. I did a lot of stuff to seem like I was cool, to fit in, and this dude was just so negative.
The bottom line to why I thought it was love, it was because of all the sacrifices that I had made for the relationship. I was scared to make a problem out of certain stuff that bothered me. Like,
at the beginning,
we would break up all the time and it was like a roller coaster, but he would show up at my house at 3 a.m. just to fix it. He would like text me crazy shit, you know, and I'll be like, oh my god, this dude really loves me if he's like showing up at 2 a.m. knocking on my window for me to talk to him. Mind you, I did not think I had self-esteem issues, but apparently I did. At the time I thought like, there's no way in hell that I have given up this much and I have kind of changed myself for this person. I really believed in our future. I really believed in everything that I fantasized that we could have.
What made you doubt this was love?
So, backstory again, I stopped being friends with her for a while, over like 1 year or so. Then we started being friends again. This friendship got given. We started being friends and she had found her fiance already. They were at the beginning of the teenage love, you know, like crazy fights too. And I was just like, okay, people do have this crazy roller coaster relationships and it's okay. But then I saw that they would work through them and they would evolve as a couple.
Like at the beginning of my relation, I think like all teenage relationships are kind of crazy. Also, I had a distorted idea of love and I had many issues with myself that I needed to get over, and I brought them into my relationship. But I can definitely say that every single fight has made us better, has made us closer, and it eventually shifted into what is now a very healthy, open communication, like just the relationship that I have now, which makes me a better person. Just being around him makes me want to better myself, which it has. I have come miles and miles and miles from that 17-year-old girl that I used to be. I am an adult, a young adult that I am very proud of. Good, genuine love will make you want to better yourself, and it makes you feel accepted. Because of that reason, you accept yourself. It makes you love yourself.
So basically, that's why I started doubting. I still thought that it was love. But I started doubting about if it was a good kind of love. And later on in the relationship, I obviously realized this. I needed our relationship to be equal. Like, I wanted him to reciprocate on everything I did. How did the relationship affect those around you? It affected a lot. Like, it affected her. We stopped being friends for a year and a half. It affected my other friends that got close to me at some point again.
There was no space in your life for anyone else.
Yeah, basically. And I don't know if that didn't clue me in. I don't know what the fuck was gonna clue me in. Anyone that would get close enough to me would end up having a problem with the person in question.
Definitely. I'm kind of like popping off.
Like, yeah, I love it.
I definitely love playing with makeup. Looking back now, what were some red flags you should have paid attention to? Oh my god, this is all you.
Shut up.
This is all you, girl.
You didn't even say how the relationship affected others around you.
Because it really did.
I feel like this video is just about me.
For my situation, I wasn't even really in love with him. You know why? Now that I think about it with a cold head, I'm like, I did not like the way he treated me. I didn't really like him physically. I didn't think he was that cute. I think my fiance is super cute. I didn't like the way he spoke. I didn't like the way he treated people. I thought he was arrogant. Like, altogether, I just feel as if I decided that this was love. I guess like it was the closest that I had ever gotten to any guy. But at the end of the day, this dude knew nothing about me. I showed him like a version of myself that, one, it was not real, because I was so insecure. So he never really knew me. Anyway.
Well, what were some red flags? The fact that he would not communicate. Every fight that we had was never a two-way street. It was always a one-way street of me telling him what was bothering me and him being too stressed out to talk about it, or like
being dismissive altogether. Like, every time you felt, first of all, nobody can ever dismiss your feelings. You're always allowed to have feelings.
More than,
oh lord, like, I don't know if you guys can hear, but there is a whole ass hurricane going on. Hurricane.
When we first met, he met my mom, he met my aunt. A year and a half later, 2 years later, my siblings came down from Atlanta, wanted to meet him. He did not want to meet them. He was too shy or too nervous to do so.
This guy is not shy. Okay, this is not a shy guy. This is a guy who loves to be the center of attention and the life of the party.
And then my dad came for my graduation and he did not want to meet him. My dad came again and he did not want to meet him. And I was like,
I didn't think it was that many times.
It was just all about him too. Like,
yeah. I feel like with him though, it was the fact that he felt uncomfortable being around people that loved you because he knew that people could see through his bullshit. Like, he knew that it obviously wasn't normal, and he was just not comfortable with people witnessing your relationship altogether, which shows by the fact that you guys were mostly in his room the entirety of your relationship.
Definitely. Okay, so what about you? What were some red flags?
Bruh, what wasn't a red flag? He always wanted to go around and like hook up with other people. He wanted to be free. I get it, good for him. I should have been, thinking the same. It made me act up. I was no angel whatsoever, of course. I was acting accordingly. It fucked me up just thinking, why am I not special enough for him to wanna settle down with me? And then I was like, I'm so young, like he saw no point really in being with me, and it just made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And again, that just leads me back to the same point, the fact that I was not myself with him at all, because I just felt like if I showed who I really was, it wouldn't have been enough. Because even this persona kind of that I was creating around him, this perfectly imperfect girl, wasn't enough. So how could I truly have been enough?
Right. I mean, I think that happened to me too.
With the experience you have now, what is the difference between toxic behavior and obstacles that can be overcome?
Okay, can you take this one first?
Well, I believe that every relationship is obviously different. People are so different, but one important thing is that you're both committed to each other. What do I mean by that? You're both committed to, no matter what happens, to figuring it out. Every fight, every argument needs to lead to bettering the relationship, so that little by little you guys can get to a place. Obviously, maturity has a lot to do with it, but so that essentially you can get to a good place where you can communicate openly and feel good about yourself. Toxic behavior is when somebody is imposing on you to be a certain way, and maybe, like I said, you gotta give people the benefit of the doubt at the end of the day, and maybe they don't know what they're doing is bad, so you call them out on it, but you have to stand up for yourself. That can be up for discussion. You need to matter in your relationship, no matter what. Both people need to matter.
A toxic relationship, I feel like you're just stuck. You don't move on, yeah, you're gonna feel not enough. You're definitely gonna feel stuck.
And you cannot change somebody who is not willing
to change.
I believe I am a person who has changed so much in my relationship, for my relationship, and I've become the person that I always wanted to be. Let's start there. I met somebody who believed in me and gave me unconditional love and dealt with my shit, called me out on my shit. For me, my fiance is an angel. He's my favorite person in the whole wide world that I've ever met. And I think that anyone, not because I love him, but he really is the type of person that when you're around him, you want to better yourself. He is truly an inspiration to those around him.
It's true. We have to know the difference between being an optimistic and being stupid.
What defines a good, healthy relationship?
Okay, you have one, so you say.
A good, healthy relationship, like I've said throughout this video, is one where you are your best version of yourself, one that inspires you, one that uplifts you, one in which you feel accepted, and one in which you accept the other person too. And everything is reciprocated. Also, a relationship in which you are free. You're not limited in any freaking way.
I don't think I've told you this.
What?
But just last night I was thinking, I was just like, oh my god, we're gonna move and then I'm gonna start dating, and it's gonna be kind of weird because like Gigi has found the one. Like, she's gonna be married. She's gonna be a whole ass wife out here. And then I was just like, what if like I start feeling desesperada, like desperate to find someone? And then I was just like, I got God. Any type of fear I can tell you right now, it's gone.
I love that.
I know, I love that too, and it's very refreshing for me, you know.
Also, another thing, my so-called first love when I just started experimenting with makeup was like, I don't like too much makeup. Like, I don't think you look as pretty with all that makeup. Remember when you didn't curl your hair because your first love didn't like curly hair?
Remember where I only wore black because my first love thought that too much color was kind of ratchet?
Yeah. Well, here's to them. Thank you for the life lessons. Thank you for being part of our journey. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you watched throughout all of this,
you're a real one.
You're
Comment
a real one.
love.